So David Benavidez is asked about the Canelo Alvarez fight. He's asked about it. Now, these days, he's not somebody who has to go around and call Canelo out. They're asking him about the Canelo fight because they want to see somebody fight Canelo. That's the only reason he's being asked. So before I get into it, I just want that to be known. But he's asked about the Canelo Alvarez fight, and he said that that's a fight that still could happen, but he's gonna want it eventually. And the reason why he said he's gonna want it eventually is because David Benavidez is gonna put himself in a position where he's just as accomplished or he's on the same level as a Canelo. And the people might say, well, how does he get in the same position as Canelo? Well, he'll be able to get in the same position as Canelo by actually becoming undisputed at 175, beating a guy like David Morrell, who's Canelo's mandatory. That's gonna be a bad look. And then don't let Beterbiev go out here and stop Bivol, and then somebody like Benavidez get in the ring with Beterbiev, and then he actually ends up stopping him, or that would be a disaster. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying worst case scenario for everybody out there who has been slandering this man's name for a long time. If he goes out there and stops Beterbiev after he goes out and stops Bivol, that will be a worst case scenario. Another worst case scenario is if Bivol go out here and stop Beterbiev and then go out there and fight Benavidez and get stopped. That will be a disaster. So a lot of people are praying that Morrell comes out with his victory, and a lot of other people are going for Benavidez, not because they don't like Morrell, but they know a lot of people are outsiders are looking for Benavidez to make a mistake, which is a weird way of going by boxing. Like you don't want somebody to fight Canelo, so you hoping that Morrell beats this guy, and then it's weird. It's a weird situation. And then when we ask fighters to fight tough guys, oh, you just want this guy to lose. I mean, if he's not gonna be able to beat that guy, then he's not that good. So eventually he will have to lose, right? So I don't have to want him to do anything. As long as he's top-notch opponent and he's in shape and he's not cutting any corners and cherry-picking fighters, he should be a high-level fighter, right? So that shouldn't be no problem. So that's how David Benavidez is looking at it. He's like, hey, as long as I'm a 75 who has all the belts, Canelo's willing to go up, fight these other guys for all the belts. So maybe when I get all these belts from undisputed, he'll make a decision then. Because once that happens, and once those belts are gone from me, and I drop those belts, it's going to be hard for Canelo to try to get any fights at 75. And 68 is not looking any easier as time goes by. 68 is getting tougher and tougher. And then it looked like they was trying to do something with Jaime McGee in the future or something else. But Canelo was saying that Jaime McGee's performance was it was easy to win the last fight. He said a lot of people thought it was a tough fight, but it wasn't a tough fight. That's what he said. He said it was an easy performance. So there's no reason for a rematch at this point. But he said that recently after Jaime McGee lost, so you know how that goes. But at the end of the day, Benavidez is looking to change a couple of things in boxing. That Morrell fighting him at 175. There's two guys that Canelo Alvarez was just mandatories for a couple of months ago. Now they're 175s fighting each other for basically a chance of undisputed and for an interim belt. And this is going to be a very, very difficult situation if a guy like Morrell is able to get past Benavidez. He won't be able to get the Canelo situation. That'll be more of a Morrell thing at that time. So he knows this. He knows that this is a tough fight. He's gonna be prepared for it. He's ready to get his mindset focused on this. But he knows also that he can put pressure on a lot of these guys, and that's gonna be extra motivation. I think anything but Benavidez searching for motivation right now is gonna be dangerous for a lot of people, because that means he's trying to go after all these people, like the fans want. They want him to fight certain people that's not named Canelo Alvarez, and that's what he's gonna do. And that's gonna be worst case scenario because he could get those belts, dominate these guys, and people will never be able to get revenge on him unless it is Canelo. That's all I got. Like and subscribe.